Warriors, welcome to this video. Today's the day I reveal my 5 morning habits that I do on a daily basis every single day that not only got me from suffering from anxiety to self-mastery, but in order for me to function properly and at a very high level each and every day, I've got to maintain these morning habits. So I want to share this with you. I want to give you why it's so important to implement these habits into your daily life, and also for you to begin incorporating these habits into your mornings to begin seeing the change that you truly want. If you suffer from anxiety, if you don't structure your mornings, what's going to happen is your unconscious mind is going to structure it for you. And what's going to happen is you're going to begin creating a mountain out of a molehill as far as the challenges that you have to face throughout the day. We don't want that. What we want to do is we want to engage and involve the conscious mind so that we begin to shift our emotional state right away, shift where our focus goes, and therefore shift the direction that our lives are going. So it's so crucial to begin consciously saying, here's what I'm going to do for 5 minutes, then here's what I'm going to do for the next 5 minutes, and so forth. And there's no real time limit, guys, behind any of this, but you truly want to say, this is within my reach, this is within my grasp, this I can handle. 1 minute, 5 minutes, it doesn't matter, because now you're taking control of your life and your mind. Now, the other reason is that we have to begin implementing the necessary components of the morning routine. What are those components? Because a lot of people say, Dennis, I'm trying to structure my mornings, but I just can't move myself in a better direction. I don't know what's going on. Well, you're missing some of the components that are necessary to create positive change. What are those components? Number one, it's the mental/emotional component. So it's the thinking and the feeling. Okay, these are very important. Number two, it's the physical component. It's the moving and it's the stretching. Number three, it's the energetic component, which comes down to the visual imagery, my friends. When you begin to implement these three components, which I'm going to show you how I do it on a daily basis, now you're creating ultimate change. So let's get into it. Okay, so first thing, what do I do the first thing? When I pop myself out of bed, the first thing I do is I begin engaging in the mental and the emotional components of change. What does that mean? I begin thinking in a way that is going to help my progress throughout the entire day. Help me to gain the most out of that day. That's the key. That's all. That's what we all want. So, in order to do that, I ask myself 2 questions. Okay, first things first is, today's the day I prove my old self wrong. Okay, I go through this feedback loop. Okay, so how am I going to prove my old self wrong? That's the question. My old self would say, Dennis, you don't have the skills. Dennis, you know what? You're going to fail, whatever it may be. Dennis, you're going to have anxiety for the rest of your life. So today's the day that I take all that information. If it does show up in some aspect of my life and I get some doubt going on, today's the day I prove it wrong. Okay? If I set the tone in the morning, I'm going to find that when I begin to engage in those kind of thinking patterns throughout the day, I can accept certain information and I can reject other information. But if I'm not consciously aware of when that information is going to show up, or if it's going to show up, then I'm not preparing myself in order to deal with it when it shows up. So today is the day I prove my old self wrong, and then I go. The second thing I begin to ponder is, what am I excited about today? So I'll go through everything I'm excited about personally and professionally. Personally, I'm excited about starting that yoga class. Talking to that coworker that I haven't talked about, really nailing down these new ideas as far as my anxiety recovery goes. Whatever you want is good for you. And I'll do this right away. I'll go through the personal stuff right away, and I'll say, you know what? In my own life, what I'll think about is, I can't wait to take my fiance out for a date later on tonight. I can't wait to play with my child today and really engage in that time, because you know what? They're only going to be young for a certain amount of time. Then, once I'm done personally, I'll go into professionally. I can't wait to answer those questions online that people have that are considering me for those answers. So I'll go through personally and professionally, okay? So you got to engage in the thinking and the emotional side of things when you pop yourself out of bed. Don't just go and do things right away. I urge you to begin thinking in a way that will promote more progress and move you in the right direction. The second most important thing that I do after I've gotten my mindset right, guys, is I give back to my body. My body is in a depleted state when I wake up in the morning, and so is yours. It's asking for you to put stuff back in the tank in order for it to work properly for you. Now, what I do is I drink 3/4 to 1 liter of natural mountain spring water every single morning. I don't do it quickly, okay, but I do it throughout the entire morning, okay? Why is this important? It's really important in order for you to hydrate your lymphatic system and prevent adrenal fatigue, as well your immune system. Very, very important for your immune system as well. It detoxifies your body. So there are many, many reasons for why you want to put good water, okay? Because not all water is equal. Good water in your system when you wake up in the morning. And again, you don't have to do it quickly, but you do have to begin drinking that 3/4 of a liter of water or a full liter of water every single morning before you take on your day. Third thing I do is I implement a mindfulness cycling meditation into my morning. So what I do is I find a place where I can't be disturbed, okay? And I've got a little corner wherever I go, whether I'm traveling or back home, that's my little Zen area, okay? I'll go to that area, I'll have a seat, I'll close my eyes, and I'll begin cycling through images that are in line with what I want to create in my life. Now, Dr. Bankston came out with this method in his book called The Energy Cure, which I urge you to go pick up. And I use a more simplified version of it. And what I do is I cycle through 8 to 12 images every single morning, one by one by one by one. So let me explain. Let's say you want more health, okay? You want to be healthier. So in that situation, your first image would be you being healthy, running on the beach, for instance, okay? So not only you just feeling healthy, but what are you going to do when you're healthy, okay? So you'd come up with an image of you running on the beach or doing a yoga class, or even the doctor saying, oh my goodness, you're 100%. I can't believe how healthy you are. Those images start to come up in your mindful meditation every single morning. Then what else do you want? I want to fulfill my relationships more. So then you'd create an image with you really connecting with people at a deeper level. And you can see, as I close my eyes, I can really see myself connecting at such a deep level. I'm conversing with that person. They're accepting me. I'm accepting them. There's incredible rapport going on. So what you would do is you would cycle from one image to the next image to the next image and so forth till you're done your 12 images. Then what you want to do is you want to cycle backwards. So all the way from 12 to 11 to 10 and so forth till you get to the first one. Okay, so mindfulness, cycling meditation is absolutely crucial. Number 4, what I do in step number 4 is I begin stretching my body out, okay? So what I do is I pick a corner in my room, a different corner than my Zen area, and I allow my body to do whatever it wants to do. I know the routines of yoga as far as downward dog and these power poses and warrior poses and stuff like that. I know all that, but I'm not specific in my routine. Sometimes I'll let my body just kind of go, right? And sometimes I'll do a little tweak to the side, and then I'll do another tweak this way. And sometimes my body wants to go on the ground and do a couple stretches that way. I'll take about 5 to 7 minutes just to stretch out my body and kind of do a bit of a yoga routine, but it's not really a set routine every single morning. I'll allow wherever my unconscious mind, wherever my body wants to go, I'll allow it to happen. And you guys can pick this up on Instagram. I do this in my Instagram stories. I show you exactly what I do every single morning as far as my yoga routine. And it's very, very powerful, and it's fun as well. You got to make it fun. I got to follow a YouTube video. I got to do this. No, just find your area and then allow your body to do whatever it wants to do, in whatever way it wants to stretch, whatever way it wants to move. Allow it to happen and go with the feelings that come with that exercise. 5. What I do in step number 5 is I engage in my senses. I'll go take a shower and I'll feel the water dripping off my body. Then I'll go and have a meal and I'll really taste and smell the food. What you want to do, okay, in the next activity is make sure that you engage in your 5 senses. You can go ahead and do whatever you want for the rest of the morning. This is what I do. And I do it with a certain amount of consciousness, a certain amount of awareness as far as what can I see, what can I feel, what can I hear, what can I taste, and what can I smell. When I engage in my outside world, I am now programming and conditioning my mind to no longer pay attention to the internal chatter that might be happening in my mind later on throughout the day. So I set the tone. Warriors, these are the 5 habits that I do every single morning of my life. Incorporate these into your life and you're going to begin seeing a drastic change, a miracle happen in your life, but you've got to be consistent and you've got to gain the emotion behind it, my friends. You're going to find in the first day or two, you're kind of excited about it. Yeah, I want to start this morning routine. The anxiety guy is telling me to do this and that. I can't wait to change my life and gain some structure. I get the excitement. I truly do. It comes down to day 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, where you have to kind of push through and say, you know what? What's the reasons for why I'm doing this? I'm doing this so that I can change the way I think, so I can change my behaviors, so I can really gain a deeper sense of living. So you have to have that pull, my friends. I hope this video has helped you. If it has, please subscribe, like this video, shoot me a comment below, let me know what kind of routines you do on a daily basis. I love you so very much. You are more than anxiety. See you soon.